Welcome back to the channel. What a crazy few days it's been in markets. Obviously, with the Sam Bankman-Fried FTX blow up and then the massive market rally today. I actually was on a cruise the last week or so, and then before that, I was in North Carolina, just kind of finishing out setting up my short-term rental in the mountains, actually in the brushy mountains of North Carolina. Actually have some nice bookings going on from that, so very excited about that. But yeah, I just wanted to jump on a crazy day like this. So I wanted to chat a little bit about Composer, showcasing where the portfolio is after this really volatile and down year in the stock market. Chat a little bit about the Airbnb, and so let's start with Composer. So you can see, for those of you who follow this channel, you know that I transferred 180,000 from Interactive Brokers that I basically had running in two strategies, Balanced Alpha and All Weather. I had those strategies from Motif. They went from Motif to Folio, and they went from Folio to Interactive Brokers. They were just really messy in the Interactive brokerage account. I was hard to manage. I was able to roll that over. And you can see when I did that, that was it was about 269, 270. So you can see that after the half of the market went up a little bit, and then it sold off subsequently, as you guys know from being in market participants basically. And then you can see a big day today, 218. So let's say I'm down, let's say around 220 ish. 270, nice round number. So about 50,000 from the transfer in Composer presently. So yeah, with Composer, there's been a lot of interesting developments. Let me just take you through, and I get this question a lot. People want to know which strategies have done well in this down market, and this one here, the Nasdaq mean reversion. You can see the 2000 in 2800. We can click on it here. It should come up. There it is. And you can see, let's scroll down and look at the logic. It's pretty basic logic. Every day, ask whether the QQQ 5-day cumulative return is below 5%. If yes, ask whether the TQQQ 1-day cumulative return is above 5%. If yes, BSV. If no, BSV. So there it is. That one's done really well. You can see on, let's do like a 1 year here. You can see on a 1 year that's done 23. So that one almost has 40% of alpha, if you will, because if you just say take the nice round numbers here, the SPY is down 20%, and then you're up about 20%. So you're really going a 40% difference, between this particular strategy and SPY. So this is one that has thrived in this time period. And I get that question a lot, like on the Reddit. People post that question a lot, and just different people I interact with. So that's one there. And so the other thing I want to talk about regarding Composer is I really feel like kind of the next generation of Composer is upon us. And so what do I mean when I say that? I'm going to kind of illustrate that with two strategies. I felt like the first generation of Composer was pretty basic stuff. It was kind of akin to the hedge fundy strategy. And I have that pulled up here. I'm going to click over to here, and you can see here's the strategy. Since this is from 2016 to 2022, it's about 0.5% higher than SPY. And look at the, I don't want to use the word code because it's not code, but look at the logic here. Every quarter, weigh these assets as follows: 55-45. So very kind of basic. You're holding a basket of ETFs and you're rebalancing that basket every so often. And that was kind of a lot of the different strategy in the beginning. When I first started using Composer, people were putting together strategies like this. Well, With the ascent of the Slack channel, the Discord channel, and the Reddit channel, those three, um, there's really been some brilliant minds that have entered into Composer and created strategies that I would have never thought of, and never thought that Composer would have advanced so far so quickly. So I want you to just kind of look at where we are here. This is what I view as kind of like the first iteration of Composer, maybe Composer 1.0. And then this is a strategy here, and I'll mention a couple names. You know, the second generation was really brought about by figures like Garen Phillips, Cody Haas, Eric Snellman, J1, Jew, I think, J1, I can't remember his last name, is part of that. Derek Nielsen, Ray Khan in the Discord. And there's a couple of others I'm sure I'm forgetting. But just these people have come on and really created these really sophisticated strategies. So this is one, SPY DBC version 3.6, oil and gas. And so if you go back, let's go back year to date on this. So year to date on this, January to now, this one, basically, let's say it's, it's 65. It's got 80% of alpha, if you will, because I view it like the difference between SPY and where it is. So you can see that's done really well. Let's go back a couple years on it. And I don't even want to like necessarily highlight the returns, which are amazing, right? Let's just get into, you're looking at 616%, 10,000 turns into 3.6 million. It's pretty kind of insane. That's going back to November of 2019. But really comparing the type of logic as compared to the initial hedge fund. So every day ask whether the UVXY, these are VIX ETFs, UVXY 10-day relative strength index is above 65, is greater than 65. If yes, Black Swan Catcher version 4. If no, SPY versus RJA. And then it goes down here. So we're going to scroll. And then for the Black Swan Catcher, then it's going to ask further questions. And then there's strategies within strategies. These right here are like nested strategies within here. And I'm just going to keep scrolling. RSI, Relative Strength Index, Composer actually added that. And look at, I'm still scrolling. And then so for buy the dip, ask whether the SPY 100-day moving average of the price is above the SPY 400-day moving average of the price. If yes, it's going to then ask another question. Ask whether the SPY 10-day moving average is above the SPY 100-day moving average. If yes, then it's going to ask another question. So it's going to really like drill down into exactly what's happening in the market at that moment. Notice I'm still scrolling. You know what? Let me go into the edit function so you can really kind of see this better. So let's go in here. And you see, original by Garen Phillips, Cody Haas added oil and gas, Bond Trend and Overfits by Eric Snellman. That's sort of him being facetious there a little bit with the idea of the overfit. I'll get into that in a second. But let's click on edit. All right, so here we are. And let me scroll over here a little bit. So again, look at just the length of this symphony. Let me just start at the top. Scrolling down. Scrolling. Still scrolling. And then you see all these different kind of conditionals and questions. If yes, go here. If no, go there. Still scrolling. Finally to there. So you see all the detail and all the logic in here versus this. Again, this is how I've seen as a composer power user, someone who started at the beginning of the company creating little symphonies. I think they had profiled my UPro BND. That was a daily rebalance, just basic little things like that. From this to symphonies like this. And that's the thing that's really kind of blown my mind with, let me go back here. Just want to get out of this for a second without making edits. And then what's cool about these is people are creating these symphonies, and then other people in the Reddit, in the Discord, in the Slack channel are taking it and making permutations. So for example, Garen Phillips created a better QQQ, which held individual stocks. I personally didn't like that. I didn't want to hold individual stocks. And the reason being a student of market history, you understand that capitalism is brutal. And you understand that the companies that are popular today may not be popular 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. And so I really wanted to have define symphonies and create symphonies and deploy capital in the symphonies that use more broad market indices instead of individual stocks. And so in one of his strategies, I removed the individual stocks out of it and then saved it and uploaded it, and then people would play with that. So, but again, some of the returns on these are astronomical. I think, let me just scroll down here a little bit more. Just pull up another one. Dippy Cutie was one that Garen did. That's the one I just pulled up. And you can see I'm running a lot of different symphonies here. This Franken Symphony one is one that the guy took a lot of the existing symphonies and placed it in one big symphony. And that's what I think, again, to the point, you're going to see a lot of like symphonies within symphonies and combining a symphony that's built by one person, copying and pasting that, and then making changes, and then adding another symphony into it and playing with that. So let me just go up here. Like this is another one with some good back. Now, if you're watching this, I'm sure that some people are watching this and saying, well, and even Eric Snellman joked with the overfits, oh, this is all overfitting. This is all hindsight bias. This isn't going to work in the future. Maybe, maybe not. I don't have a crystal ball. I just find it fascinating the direction that it's going. And especially on a lot of these, I don't know if this one's going to prove that out. Yeah. I mean, a lot of these, it's one thing in a bull market and you're just getting massive gains. But a lot of these, when you backtest these, for example, this year, when the market's gone down, 21%, a strategy like this has gone up. So that to me, and I would think to any investor, is really appealing. This is another sort of Discord, Reddit symphony. And again, look at the detail, the type of questions, the type of conditionals. And I'm not going to get into like why, like the sort of rationale behind the logic. That's not what I want to do today. I just want to, again, show the just overall sophistication. You can see DBC 6-day exponential moving average is above the DBC 50-day exponential moving average. If yes, you're picking one of these assets. If no, you're going into bonds here. So just showing another one of these symphonies. And let's just kind of back test this one. Let's go back 3 years. And again, I know cynics, realists, people are going to say, oh, that's not possible. It's not possible. 3 years, 10,000 turns into 1.8 million. The annualized return is 470, which again is just out of bounds. I mean, I always talk about it. One of the truisms that I found from studying markets and reading a lot of books on financial education and investing is that 20 to 30% puts you in the top 1% of investors. Again, I've always sort of name drop. You have, Warren and Charlie Berkshire in the low 20s. You have David Tepper, 29, Carl Icahn, 29. Monish Powdery with his license plate, Mr. 26%. And they're talking here like 400%. So, I mean, it's just astronomical, some of these. And, will these continue to work in the future? I don't know. We'll see. But the logic behind it is, again, just fascinating to me. So that's that. So that's where I think Composer is going. Not that the founders have even like directed it in this way. I just think organically, it's just kind of developed this way that um, these people, the Garen Phillips, the Derek Nielsen's, the Eric Snellmans, the Cody Haas's, the Ray Cons, and others have just kind of really developed this community and just keep adding and adding and tweaking and permutation after permutation. So really, really fascinating stuff. So that's that. So again, just kind of showing the hedge fundy versus this. And the other thing, let me just show you here. Again, I just kind of want to show you. It's kind of cool to see on a day like this. On a day like this, 21,500. I'm up 10%. And this account's up 21,000 in this account. And up 26,000 in this account. So up about $47,000 today. Not a bad day. And obviously that's because the inflation number came in a little bit lower. So market strongly reacted. Many people think this is just a bear market rally and we're going to go back down. Again, I generally don't make market calls. It's just kind of not how I invest. I generally don't say this is the bottom, this is the top, this is what's going to happen. But yeah, so that's, obviously an interesting day in the stock market being up 47,000. And yeah, I guess the last thing I'll finish with here is just to kind of show a little bit of the AirBNB background here. And this kind of relates to when you read a lot of books on financial education, one of the truisms, if you will, or things that you kind of see over and over, the repetition in a lot of the books is that many financially independent people, many millionaires have multiple streams of income. And so for me, having the long-term rentals, 24 long-term rentals, having the stock market holdings, and then now having a short-term rental. So you can see I'm off to a really great start with the AirBNB. I have about $9,000 or so in bookings. This is for 2022 because I have actually some for 2023. I have some for April and May, which brings this number to about 9,000 to 10,000. I just had a checkout from people from New Jersey. They love the property, gave me a 5-star review. I have people from Tampa coming in today, and you can just see that 765 is paid out, expected because I have every weekend booked in November, 2 weekends booked in December already. So 2,300 so far in December. So we'll see how that goes. I would love it to do about 4,000, 5,000 a month. You can see in November, and I actually had one that was booked directly. So, about that in November and December, I'd like to get another 2 bookings or so and I'd get there. So yeah, just wanted to, again, just kind of to get out just not just the stock market, what the stock market is doing and with what I'm doing with Composer and TD Ameritrade. And, that it's not to me all stock market having, that multiplicity of assets, having that cash flow in real estate is key. And, trying to find those different streams of income, those 5, 6, 7 different streams of income. One could be a job for someone. One could be dividend income, rental income, YouTube earnings, whatever it may be, but just having that multiple stream. So anyway, so that's pretty much it for today. I'm really at 20 minutes, but just wanted to showcase that and, show that, on a day like this, and it goes the other way. There's days, up 47,000 today. There could be tomorrow, the market could go down. I could be down 47,000, but it's that ability to withstand volatility and not panic, I feel is key. So anyway, guys, talk soon. Take care. Ciao.